Yo, 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 my people, my people. Welcome to Rise and Shine Movie News. And listen, this is the story that has been out there. I've seen it, I've seen it. It's just time to talk about it. But there's another, we're talking about Alien Covenant, more Alien Covenant news. We're talking, of course, Thrawn. Some Thrawn news from Star Wars. I know you expanded universe people. You love that expanded universe. I'm reading. It's crazy. I'm reading an expanded universe book, the Thrawn trilogy, and we get this news, which is insane because maybe it's fate. Maybe it's telling me to talk about this. But we're talking about first Naomi Rapace. She played Elizabeth Shaw in the Prometheus film, and some bad news, man. I mean, we know that Alien Covenant might take place, or probably is going to take place. I think, 10 years after Prometheus. So, all that time, what happened to Elizabeth Shaw? What happened to her, and what happened to David? That's a big gap. That's a very big gap. Did she make it to the planet? Did she go meet the makers? Like what happened? That's what the sequel. That's what we want answered. We want that answered, especially with other questions that came from that film. But we're not even gonna. I don't even think we're gonna have a cameo. Nothing. Like Sir Ridley Scott told Yahoo Australia that the Swedish actress is not going to be in the film at all. She's not going to reprise her role. They're still casting. So, I mean, how do they work around that? Do they just say that she dies? And it's honestly, it's kind of a disappointment. I'm a little disappointed in that because I liked Shaw. I liked Shaw. I didn't love Shaw in the film, but I liked her. I'm not saying she was a Sigourney Weaver. She wasn't a Ripley, but she carried her own. She carried her own. She did her thing. Of course, some of the character. I think that was the one problem with Prometheus was the characters in their decision making and this and that. But I thought Shaw was, and I like this actress. I like Naomi. I've seen her in a lot of things, and I think she's great. So it's very very disappointing knowing that she's not going to be back for Alien Covenant, or at least for she doesn't even have to be the main star. I mean, I want a legitimate reason why what happened to her after Prometheus. I mean, it makes sense that she would die off. That's fine, but not even bringing her back. I mean, it's kind of disappointing. 10 years is a big gap. Yes, I get it. 10 years is a very big gap, and I just said that this actress is 36 years old, so she'd be pretty old. But I feel like that was one of the questions we all wanted to know. Like, where is she gonna make it? Is she gonna make it to the engineer's planet? I mean, is what's going to happen between her and David? That relationship between her and David was one of the most interesting things about Prometheus. So when Ridley Scott tells me that she's not going to be in Alien Covenant, that just disappoints the shit out of me. I mean, I really was looking forward to seeing what happened between Shaw and David. What fucking happened right there? So that's a bit of news right there. I mean, we're getting little and little news about Alien Covenant, and as much as I'm looking forward to Prometheus 2, because technically this is Prometheus 2, I was looking forward to that Aliens somewhat sequel, but I think we got to tackle this first and then move on. So they're right on doing that instead of releasing two at like almost the same time or separate from each other. They want to see how Alien Covenant does, of course, and if they mix money, then they're going to go forward with the Alien slash Alien sequel ish. Who's the director is also the director from District 9, Chappie, and we have Sigourney Weaver coming back in that, and Reese from Terminator. But yeah, I'm just a little I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm just a little disappointed in that news that no Naomi for Alien Covenant. I'm very disappointed in that, but it is what it is, and just got to move forward. And I'm interested to see who they cast next. I mean, he said they're still casting, so who are they going to cast? How who are they going to cast? And how is this story gonna lift off, so to speak, pun intended? Like, how is this thing gonna? Because the reason for Alien Covenant is I know it's taking 10 years after the fact of Prometheus, but we already established the connection between Shaw and David, and that could have been to get our questions answered. That's a perfect way. That's a perfect setup for the sequel because you don't have to explain anything because we already follow these characters. But now that you introduce new characters, there's even more questions that are going to arise, and that, my friends, is not very. It's not. It's not making me very confident that the story is going to be all cracked up to be because it's Prometheus. Say what you say. I like Prometheus. All right, I like Prometheus. I'm one of the. I think I'm one of the. I guess there's a few. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I liked being the reason being like asking questions, and I actually really liked Prometheus. So that was visually gorgeous. I did have a problem with some of the characters and the decision making, and of course the questions and not a self-contained story. But I liked it. I really did like the film. But it's a mess. I'm realistic. It's a mess. The script is a mess. So when you have a script that's that messy and you're going to a sequel, I mean, and you're getting rid of mostly everybody that was David's gonna be coming back. David should be coming back. So I guess that's good. I mean, we have David. That's fine. David's gonna really. That's the connection we have right there, and especially since he's an android, so he doesn't even age. It's gonna be interesting if he gets a body or not. And he could probably, he could probably tell us what happened to Naomi Shaw. But it was better just to visually see what would happen. It was better to like kind of follow this character, like Ripley from that first Alien. If you think about it, Ripley in that first Alien wasn't. I don't think we truly fell in love with her until Aliens 2. It was a great starting point for her and that character, and then once we got to Aliens 2, that's when we absolutely felt like she was an iconic, figure. She was amazing. I mean, I think she was nominated for an Oscar, Sigourney Weaver. So just we'll have David. I'm assuming that they definitely are bringing back David, but no Naomi, and I'm a little disappointed in that. So let's move on from that. We're going to Star Wars news, and Star Wars, my God, I'm reading Heir to the Empire, and listen, man, it's a Thrawn, the Thrawn trilogy. If you saw what I got, my new items, I did get a lot of the trilogy of Thrawn, and exciting news for Star Wars fans. I mean, Thrawn. It's rumors. It's rumors. It's rumors. It's you just never know. You never know. But let me see. Making Star Wars.net rumor indicates that Grand Admiral Thrawn will soon make an appearance on the widely popular series Star Wars Rebels. That's crazy, man, and that's beautiful because I felt like watching Star Wars Rebels. I feel like you need to either the Inquisitors. You need a threat. I feel like we're just going by mission, and there's really Star Wars Rebels needs another big kind of threat coming their way, and Thrawn. Holy moly, Thrawn, reading about Thrawn and just overall what he's doing, like I'm excited, man. This is a whole kind of beast on its own. He doesn't have Jedi power. He's just smart, intellectual. You could actually say classy if you want to say that. And he's not afraid. I absolutely love so far what I'm reading Thrawn, and I love the fact that he uses people to his advantage, and he sees past. He can see the future clearly, and he's not a Jedi basically. That I guess that's wording it wrong, but Timothy Zahn's 1990s Star Wars novel trilogy will remember Thrawn as an iconic EU antagonist. So expanding universe. We know that's thrown out the window. We know that's not canon, but they said that they could bring forth characters from there, storylines from there, and they've used it in The Force Awakens. I won't spoil anything, but I saw some of the things that they used from the expanded to The Force Awakens. I gotta say though, like if Thrawn comes to the Star Wars Rebels and he's met with great applause and a lot of people fan favorite even in there, that gives me high hopes that Mara Jade might be introduced and she is somewhat in the storyline, because I would love that. I would just absolutely that would make my fucking that would be amazing. That would just be amazing. But I would look, and then you could use Thrawn because they talk in this article. You could actually use Thrawn in maybe like the Rogue One series or an anthology film, like it because Thrawn comes after Return of the Jedi. Now, of course, you can't use Luke, Leia, or Han or any of the characters after Return of the Jedi because they're old. They're old, but you could weave them in, and you could have them go against some other people, and you could have maybe the voices of these actors or something like that. But or you can have them in Rebels. Rebels is great. Rebels is very very because Rebels takes place after Jedi or after Episode 3, before New Hope. Oh no, yeah, before New Hope. Leia is already adult. Luke is probably adult. I mean, it's we saw Leia in the previous episode, so you can have Thrawn and Rebels, and you can have the past characters come back too, which is great. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Instead of having Thrawn come be introduced after Jedi, you can have Thrawn be introduced before or during or before New Hope. So I like that, like right in the middle somewhere. So hopefully they do that. Hopefully it's not a rumor. Hopefully it's true. An appearance would be fantastic. A lot of people who read the expanded universe will freak out, and I'm hoping that, crossing my fingers, that Mara Jade was in The Force Awakens. She just wasn't mentioned, but hinted. I'm hoping that happens in the next episode 8. So we'll see. Well, it all depends on what the creators want to do, and Luke himself, what that character has been doing for these 30 years. So that's all the news I got for you guys just for today. Just 2 big pieces of information. I am like I said, very disappointed Naomi is not going to be coming back. I really did like her. I'm very disappointed. I'm very excited for Thrawn being introduced in Star Wars Rebels. So some good some bad and some good news, but it all balances out. So make sure you watch that Better Call Saul. Great show on AMC. It's of course like a spinoff to Breaking Bad, a prequel/sequel. If you think about it. Also, Walking Dead's coming back, so I'll be doing reviews on that. So if you want to check out everything, and I'll be doing a Kung Fu Panda 3 review pretty damn soon. Probably watch it tonight. So thank you guys for listening. I'm Dan Mankey, Dan's son, and I hope you enjoyed Rise and Shine Movie News. I'll see you guys later. Subscribe, like, and comment.